Hi everyone, this is Learning with Mr. Q. This video we're going to talk about how we can start multiplying fractions. And so we want to start by multiplying a unit fraction. Now before we get into that, I just want to remind you what a unit fraction is. It's one piece, it's one part of the whole. And so I want to make the connection to what a whole number is, right? So if we have, for example, the whole number 3, well, I can break it apart in different ways. I can do 2 plus 1, right? Two pieces in one piece. I could also do 3 pieces and 0 pieces, or I could also do 1 piece plus 1 piece plus 1 piece, right? And so this right here is referring to the unit. When we're talking up there, a unit fraction, the unit here is just one piece. It's breaking it apart into individual pieces. So when we're looking at unit fractions, we're just breaking a fraction apart into individual pieces. And then one more connection I want to make is what multiplication is, right? Multiplication, it's groups of a number, right? It's just repeated addition. So if we have 4 times 2, the second number is what we're repeating. We're going to repeat the number 2. And the first number is telling us how many times to repeat it, right? So we have 4 groups of 2. And so if we're just doing repeated addition, right, that's all it is. It's 4 groups of 2, adding 2 4 times, which gives us 8. So when we're looking at multiplying a unit fraction, it's the same concept. When we're looking at unit fractions here, what we want to do is look at the individual pieces, 1/4. So there's 3 of them. So we're going to write that down, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So you can see I have 3 groups, right? 3 groups of 1/4. So it's 3 times 1/4. All right, let's try doing that here. We're going to multiply. We're going to write the fraction as a product of a whole number and a unit fraction. So if I have 4/5, I want to break that apart. So I have 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. So there's 4 groups. 4 groups. Oops, I just realized I wrote that wrong. Let me fix that. 4 groups. So I have 4 times. I repeated the 1/5 4 times. All right, let's try another one. So the next one is 3/10. So if I just write 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10. So you can see that we're repeating the 1/10, and there's 3 groups, so we've repeated it 3 times 1/10. All right. All right, so this one's a little tricky because we have a fraction greater than 1, but it's the same thing. We're just going to break 8/3 apart, so we have 1/3 plus 1/3. So we're just going to repeat the 1/3 over and over again until we get to 8/3. So that's 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, and 8/3. Let me make sure that's right. So we got 1 group, 2 groups, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. So we have 1/3 being repeated 8 times. Okay, so let's try another one. Now we're going to be looking at multiples of a unit fraction, right? So multiples. So just think about it. We're just repeating the 1/6 here. So if I have 1 group of 1/6, right? Just 1 group with 1/6 in it. Well, that's 1/6. Well, if I do 2 groups of 1/6, right? If I just do 1/6 2 times, well, that would be 2/6. And then if I do that again, 3 times 1/6. So 3 groups of 1/6. That's 3/6. And then if we continue that pattern, 4 times 1/6, so we're going to add another group of 1/6, so that's 4/6. And then do that one more time, 5 times 1/6, so that's 5 groups of 1/6, which is then 5/6. All right, hope that's starting to make sense here a little bit. So let's do one more. We're going to now list the next 4 multiples of 1/3. So right now, since I have 1/3, I have, oops, let me fix that, 1 times 1/3. I have 1 group with 1/3 in it. But if I want to make another group, so that's 2 times 1/3. So that's 1/3 plus 1/3. 2 groups is 2/3. If I do 3 times 1/3, then that's 3 groups of 1/3, which then gets me to 3/3. Then 4 times 1/3 is 4 groups of 1/3. So then that's 4/3. And then one more time, if I have 5 groups of 1/3, which is 5 times 1/3. So now I have 5 groups. Oops. Let me fix that. 5 groups with 1/3 in it, which would be then 5/3. All right, so just as a quick review, just repeated addition is what multiplication is, right? So we're going to repeat the unit fraction over and over again, and the first number in our multiplication expression here is just telling you how many times to repeat it, okay? Well, thank you so much for watching Learning with Mr. Q. I hope that helps.